going on, viewers? It's Felix Black here, the host of Hear Me Out. We're back for another week, man. Going strong. I'm loving this podcast, and it's fun. And I'm not going to say more people should try it because then that'd be more competition for me. But it's a very fun thing to do because a lot of time I do have a YouTube channel. It's under Mock Tactics, MOCTACTICS, Mock Tactics. You can look that up. You can look up my gamer tag, V Felix Black, V spaces between all the words and letters. It's supposed to be spaces. But a lot of times we have topics on YouTube that we have to put to a video, and it doesn't really jive. You know, it's hard to. Episode 2 was about hard work and, you know, a sense of accomplishment for what you do and not always taking the easy way out of things. And for me to put that to, let's say, a Call of Duty or Battlefield gameplay, it just wouldn't feel as right. You know what I mean? So the podcast allows me just to speak. And I mean, once I start live streaming this where I can get the chat room going, you know, people giving feedback, asking questions, giving their opinion, and just feeding off each other, man, it's going to be great. It's going to be great, but I still have to figure out how to do that. And I think I'm going to upgrade my podcast channel a little bit to make it a little bit more official. You know, I was just trying this out to see if this was something I really wanted to do once I started doing it. Getting some feedback, you know, I'm getting a little traffic going to the podcast now. That's fine, man. I'm not looking for 1,000 people to show up day one, because I'm gonna continue to do this. I'm gonna continue to push it out through different social media projects, through different websites, just so I can build. You know, hopefully someday someone wants to syndicate my show because my personality is just so awesome. So shout out to everyone who's checking out the podcast. I'm going to upload it to to iTunes eventually, so you can, you know, download it on the go or something like that. That way you don't have to always go to the channel, to the Podbean channel to listen to it. So shout out to everyone, man. Just everyone who's followed, who's subscribed, who's left the one comment. Shout out to you, man. Or woman, whoever it was, man. I appreciate everything. But my topic for today, before I start to ramble, I'm not a big football fan. I think football is just boring. It's slow. You run 1 yard, tackle, then you run another yard, timeout. You know, the game is just so slow. I'm a basketball fan. But I do watch it, right? And all over SportsCenter and ESPN, man, they're talking about Tim Tebow. And they're not giving this guy his due credit, man. I mean, I'm not in love with Tebow. I don't think he's the next Joe Montana or John Elway. And nor does he have to be. I mean, everyone's stuck into this whole, all the quarterbacks have to be like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. They don't have to be like those guys. You know what I mean? You have your Matt Ryans, you have your Donovan McNabbs, your Mike Vicks. You know, everyone is different. Peyton Manning's only won 1 title. You know what I mean? I mean, Brady's won like 3 or 4, but none recently. It's like, what have you done for me lately? Unless my time is off. So they're good quarterbacks. I mean, don't get me wrong. The guys are awesome quarterbacks. But not everyone has to be cut from the same mold. This guy is like 5-1. As the Denver Broncos starting QB. And people are steadily saying, well, it's good for now, but he's not going to be the guy for the long haul. Why not? It's all about winning. He's winning. I mean, sure, he's not playing a pro-style offense. He's not Drew Brees, or he's not dropping back, and he's not throwing downfield. If he can run the ball, he can run the ball. I mean, let people show their talents. We want to cut everyone from the same mold, and we're not all cut from the same mold. LeBron James is a freak of nature. He's cut from a different mold as Kobe Bryant. He's cut from a different mold of D. Wade. But these are all good players. Tim Tebow, he's a good player. He's not great. He has to develop, man. This is what, his second year, his first year? His second year. I mean, give the guy time to develop. Someone drafted him with the intentions of making him a quarterback on their team. That's what he's doing. I mean, for me, I like leaders. And I don't want to get into a sexist type thing, but men who are just leaders, men who can just turn to a group of guys, women, children, and just say, this is what we need to do. This is the plan. Follow me. Let's just get it done. And everyone's like, yes, let's go. You know what I mean? It's almost like when you go to these rallies for the president, he's giving these speeches they just get you riled up. I mean, that's leadership, man. And for you to have a veteran team, Champ Bailey, Brian Dawkins, these guys have been in the league for years, man, like 10, 12 years. For them to have your back in that locker room, for them to just say, this is our guy, man, he can get it done and support you, that's better than anything any reporter can say about, any scout can say about you. It's the same thing, being in the Army, being in the armed forces. Sometimes we get a bad rap about things that you see on TV, Marines or soldiers, breaking into houses, doing stuff like that. I mean, they mess it up for the whole perception of armed forces. But it's still a brotherhood. Football is a brotherhood. Being a part of the armed forces is a brotherhood. You know what I mean? And it's a select few. Not everyone can understand it. Not everyone can do it. But if you have someone that can I love epic movies, you know what I mean? Like the Bravehearts, the Troys, 300. You see what I'm saying? You have William Wallace. You kind of had Achilles and what was his name? I think his name was Edward. Hector for the Trojans. And then you had Leonidas, man. I mean, these guys could just stand in front of, I don't want to say they're soldiers, but they're supporters. Give them a speech and just, you know what I mean? And just get them ready to just give their everything for this person. Not saying that Tebow is King Leonidas or anything like that. But I mean, he has the support. He had it in college. He just has this aura about him. And I mean, this isn't like me bragging or anything, but I like to think that I have that same aura. For some reason, like when I'm in a group of people, you know what I mean? I don't always take charge because I don't want to discount anyone else's opinion, anyone else's initiative as well. So you never want to step on someone else's feet, you know what I mean, to raise your own gumption. But when you can get a group of people who just get inspired by you, I mean, that's the best feeling in the world because they believe in you. That's all you need is someone to believe in you. Like, you have family. They always will believe in you if they're your true family. You have friends. They will believe in you. But that's kind of expected. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't know. Your friends are supposed to be the ones who tell you when you're doing dumb stuff. They're supposed to be the ones to rope you in. So sometimes you get those friends that are just riders. I mean, they don't have a personality. They just want to be cool with you. So they'll do whatever that you want them to do or whatever you need them to do just to be down. And they're not giving you their individuality as a person. They're just doing whatever it takes to be cool with you. No, we don't need people like that. We need someone who just is inspired by you. That's who we need at our side. And that's what I think he has in his locker room. He has people that are just like, you know what? You do what you need to do, and we got you. We have your back 100%. There's no question about that. So I don't understand why the guy is getting such a bad rap in the media when he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to win. The problem is people didn't expect him to do that. They figured, okay, we'll just throw him in there, make the crowd happy, and then it'll all simmer away eventually. No, he's captivated the crowd. He's captivated the television audience, and he's winning. So he's not a sideshow. Like, this is not just an experiment that you can try and you get the results that you want. They wanted him to fail and then it'd be over with. But as long as he's winning, he has the bull by the horns. He has management by the cojones, because they can't pull him. They can't justify pulling him out. Now, he will lose more games, of course. No one's perfect. He will lose more games. But for right now, as we speak, right now, November 30th, the guy's 5-1 as a starter. He's won like 5 straight games. He's really put his management in a bad spot because they underestimated his will to win. And when you have that drive, that will to just get it done, I will not be stopped. I will not be defeated. Nothing can stop me. It's very, very hard to stop that. It takes someone with just as much "you will not stop me" as you to stop you. You know what I mean? If you will not be denied, like I will not be denied this opportunity. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Unless you're willing to put as much effort into stopping me as I am as to getting by you or getting over this obstacle, you're never going to win that. And that's what's happening now. People wanted to write the guy off, and he's just blowing minds right now. I like the guy since he was in college. He said that there was one interview he gave where they lost the game and he was just disappointed. So he said, you'll never see someone play as hard as I can, as hard as I will. You will never see a team play as hard as we will. And they went out and they won the championship, man. So he pretty much, like I said, he rallied the troops, man. For me, that's the ultimate, to be able to inspire people, to get people to believe in you, not follow what you say, but just to believe in what you're doing, what you're saying is the right thing to do, and to believe that with all their heart and give as much effort as you're giving. There's no greater feeling in the world than someone who believes in you, who doesn't even know you. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to speak on that because I feel for the guy, because no matter what he does, unless he does bad, he's always going to get a bad rap because that's what they want him to do. So if he wins 15 games, well, he's not our quarterback of the future, but he's just winning for right now. That's the name of the game, man. Win right now. When are you going to win? When are you going to win, if not right now? Are you going to win 10 years from now? No. It's win right now. As we speak, as we stand. Hear me out on that. I mean, you may agree, you may disagree. That's cool either way. But just hear me out for 1 second when I speak on that. Like, leaders is something that we lack in this world, man. We don't have the Martin Luther Kings. We don't have the Malcolm X's. Now, I just speak from an African American standpoint because that's who I see as leadership, you know what I mean, in our community, and who was leadership in our community. So we don't have that person that we can rally behind. And I think that's what, he's nowhere near that distinguished, but I mean, people want someone they can rally behind. And I think that's what sports teams gives us. It gives us something to root for. Every year, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, soccer, it's a new day. It's a new season. This is our season. It gives you something to root for. Because we all want that person that we can get behind. When Obama was elected president, he had that. He had that aura that everyone wanted to rally behind this guy. Not everyone, because he didn't get all the votes. But with his change and yes, we can, a change you can believe in, stuff like that, people got re-energized. I mean, we were just dead and spiraling out of control from Bush, the war, 9/11. We needed something, a breath of fresh air, something to reinvigorate us. And that's what that was. And I think that's what he's providing to his city. It's not on a national scale. It's local. It's in his city. It's on his team. And as a sports figure, that's what works for him. That's where it starts. Is he going to get the whole country to rally behind him? No, he's going to have haters. He's going to have people who critique him. He's going to have people who just root for him. Yeah, you show them. You tell them to take their scouts, to take their, this is not the mold that we're looking for as far as quarterback. You tell them to take all that and shove it. Basically. And I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that love to see him winning because he's doing something people said he couldn't do. And we've all been in that position before. If you've ever had someone say, you can't do this, she can't do this, he can't do this, and you said, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway, and succeed at it? I mean, you could be that person that rubs it in their faces, or you could just be that person that is just comfortable with yourself, like, I'm good. I did what I said I was going to do. I swear, I mean, that's a great feeling, man. I've had that feeling, and I've had it. I've gotten it from commentating. I've gotten just a lot of people that just support me, man, and just, they don't know me from Adam. They don't know me from Steve. They don't know me from Billy. They don't know me, but they support me like nonstop in what I do. And that's cool, man. I mean, now I'm not saying I'm changing lives or anything like that, because all I'm doing is entertaining through voice, through picture, through gameplay. But I mean, for someone to just, take the time out to be like, man, you know what? Someone ought to partner you. You ought to have more subscribers. You ought to have more views. What you're doing is good. I mean, that in itself is cool. And I will never complain as long as I have people tuning in to watch the videos, whether it be 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Right now I have 1,050 subscribers on the channel. So that means 1,050 people push the yellow button to subscribe. You know what I mean? I was asking for subscribers in the beginning, so I have asked people to subscribe, yes. But I've never directly told someone to subscribe. I've said it in videos, but I've never went on the street and said, hey, subscribe to this video. I've handed out business cards with the channel on there and just said, check it out, man. Check it out. If you like it, stay tuned. I want people to subscribe. I want people to listen. I want people to come by and download the podcast because they want to. Not because I make them to. I mean, I provide all the avenues for them to get to the material. I post it to Facebook, post it to Twitter. Sometimes I post it to the YouTube channel. But it's that want. It's when someone presses the yellow button to subscribe, when someone comes to the podcast to listen to it and I get one of the hits. I mean, that's because they wanted to, man. I just say, check me out. Check me out. Check me. That's cool. It's a great feeling, and I'm sure everyone on YouTube has felt it at some point. Everyone has felt it in life when someone is just like, good fucking job, man. Good ass job what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because it can become so saturated sometimes. So diluted sometimes. And sometimes you only hear people's negativity. It's like a customer service job. People rarely fill out good comment cards. But as soon as someone has bad service, they'll fill it out in a heartbeat. But when I save you a couple dollars, when I go the extra mile to do something for you, Write that down too. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to do that. Not that I'm saying I'm doing it to get a pat on the back, but the same way that you can drag me down for something that you didn't like that I did, pull me up when I do something that you do like. So that's all I'm saying, man. Just give the guy a break. I mean, just see what he's gonna do. If he's gonna fail, give him that opportunity. If he's gonna succeed, again, give him that opportunity. But you can't write someone off before they've even began. We all need our own opportunities to pass or fail. We just need to be given that opportunity. If we have to go back to the drawing board, if we have to go back to the lab to do it again, then we'll do that. Most people will do that. I will do that. But what I won't accept is people not giving someone that chance. That's all I'm asking for, is for a chance. And that's been what I wanted to talk about for the past week. I was gonna just record it one night and just hold it until Wednesday, but that was a short one. This is a short one today. I don't want to cram all topics into one show. That way, I can only do one or two shows and I don't have anything else to talk about. But again, man, I appreciate everybody's support. Hopefully the podcast just gets bigger and bigger. Like I said, I'm still looking for guests. I do have a couple people that want to come by the show and grace it with their presence, and we will definitely get them on the show to get some great back and forth going, some good entertainment for you guys. But that's been my Tim Tebow talk. Give people a chance to succeed or fail. That's all we need, is a chance. Everyone. That's all we need. This has been Hear Me Out, man. Hear me out. Just listen to me. That's all I'm asking, is for a few minutes you just listen. That's been Hear Me Out for this week. Again, tune in next week. I don't know what the topic will be next week, but again, it'll be something interesting. It'll be something from the heart, something from the mind, something interesting. So, thank you guys for listening to me. I know you don't have to do this, but I appreciate the time that you take. Again, Felix Black, FB.